Punjab, the land of the lion. We came upon these trucks just a few miles from the Wagah border, the border that divides Pakistan and India. Even now, 70 years on, the narrative of partition is very visible in Punjab. You see, it wasn't just the land that was divided, it was the people who were torn apart, neighbors, friends, families, and so the shadow has lingered. But you know what's interesting? The first point in time when Punjab stood as a united whole was under the rule of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Before him, it had just been a collection of lots of little tiny kingdoms. He was the one who had united them. And the last point of time that it stood as one province was when Maharaja Dalip Singh had inherited the throne. Once the British had taken control of Punjab, the seeds of division had been sown. Today, Punjab stands divided between India and Pakistan, and the Wagah border at Atari is one of the most sensitive borders in the world. But it is also like a giant theatre. This is one of the few places around the globe today where they still perform the ceremonial retreat, where the flags are taken down every night. And it has become an increasingly popular tourist attraction. And so, in spite of the heat and the dust and the mosquitoes, the amphitheatre-style seating on both sides of the division is packed with visitors, and all sorts of entertainment is provided every day to keep the people happy during the long wait for the ceremony to begin. There is music and dancing, although only the women are allowed to take part in this. Running with the flag. Now, this is one of the high points of the afternoon. Again, only women are allowed to do this. Hundreds of women queue up for their turn. It's just a short concourse, but it has a real thrill to it. There's loud music, thousands of cheering crowds. The border is just an arm's length away. It's all very exciting. And then there are the parades, accompanied by much muscle flexing and foot stamping. You know, everything here is about superlatives. The tallest soldiers of the border security force are picked for this assignment. The brightest plumes are worn on their turbans. They are trained to do the highest kicks of any parades anywhere in the world. It is a display of awe and power. But I want you to notice something. The soldiers on both sides of the border perform the exact same routine and in perfect coordination. I wonder where and when they trained for that. And finally, it is time for the flags to come down. All the noise and the flourishes have stopped. There is silence, except for the sound of the bugles. And against the setting sun, in deepest respect, the old tradition of retreat is observed, so that the tired soldier may have his well-earned rest. I wonder what Maharaja Ranjit Singh would have thought of this. He had loved both Lahore and Amritsar equally, and this is the road, incidentally, that he would have travelled regularly and to get to the same place where we are hoping to finish our journey today, at Darbar Sahib, the Golden Temple. Sitting in the middle of the Amrit Sarovar, or the pool of the nectar of immortality, this exquisite shrine that, in spite of the millions of people constantly milling around, is still the perfect embodiment of peace and tranquility. But getting there is a whole different story. Impossibly narrow streets bursting with people and rickshaws and hand carts and bullock carts. It means that everything is in a constant state of gridlock. Just a few minutes into our journey, even our really optimistic rickshaw driver had conceded defeat and offloaded us into the fray. He just couldn't get any further. But it turned out to be serendipitous, because otherwise we would have missed this little gem. High above the head, almost out of sight because of the banners and the festoons that are in the way, is the most exquisitely mosaiced and painted canopy. Tucked away in the chaos of unending traffic and unceasing noise, this is the Gurdwara Darshani Deori, the gate of first sight. It is said that in olden times, before the city developed to this extent, this was the point on the road where you got your first glimpse of the Golden Temple. And so the tradition was that all visitors to the shrine would alight from their carriages at this spot to pay their respects and walk the rest of the way with bowed heads. That's what makes this particular spot so special. This spot is all but invisible now, lost in the frenzied heartbeat of the city's commercial activity. But for those few who are blessed enough to see it, it is like a treasure trove. And even though it is no longer possible to see the Golden Temple from here, and there is definitely no semblance of the serenity that would have once accompanied the rest of that walk, it is still a reminder of what one is walking towards. And it certainly puts one in a different frame of mind. Because at the end of that walk, you arrive at Darbar Sahib, at the Golden Temple, at the shrine that was blessed by the hands of the Gurus themselves, the shrine that was covered in gold by Maharaja Ranjit Singh at great personal expense, that shrine that shines with its own splendor and spirituality. And you know that you are on the soil of Punjab. You have been touched by the hand of the divine.
कड़ियां सबे गोपियां पहर कन गोपाल गहने पौन पानी बैसंतर चंद सूरज अवतार सगली धरती माल तन वर्तन सर्व जंजाल नानक मुसै ज्ञान विहुणी खाए गया जमकाल महला पहला